Gregory, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's good, man? Sorry about that, dude.
Oh man, you're totally fine. It's no big deal. How are we feeling today?
Sorry, what was that?
I said it's no big deal. How are we feeling today?
I'm doing all right. Can I just grab like a little notebook or something real quick,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely, brother.
I'll go live on the video just a sec.
Yeah, no problem. There he is, my man, the myth, the legend. How we doing?
I'm good, man. Yourself?
Good. Hey, I was doing some research. So you've been an in-person trainer for 10 years, is that right?
Yeah, man. I started probably just freelance training back in 2014, and then I kind of got certified. My first certification was through ISSA. I think I want to say 2015. Because the gym that I was kind of like training at, they came at me because they said I was going under the table or whatever. I didn't know that was a thing back then.
Yeah.
So they kind of like forced me to get certified, and then from there I just kind of started training for them. But yeah, at that time I was working for TSA for like maybe 8 years.
Okay.
So you know, I just kind of got tired of just collecting a paycheck. I mean, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I miss collecting the check every week or every 2 weeks and having the benefits, but it was just going through the motions and stuff for me at that point.
Yeah, 100%. So have you been on your own now? Are you just paying a rent for the gym fees then to bring your clients in, or how does that look?
I just moved to Texas like a month ago. So
Okay.
before that, the way that the gym I was working at, it's called Paradise Fitness. Uh, you kind of you don't pay rent or a commission. If you're on a commission schedule, so like you sell your training and then you have to pay them a fee on every package. So
Okay.
I mean, I guess for me, I wasn't really pushing my clientele that much. I was just doing what I needed to do um to kind of pay my bills every month. But you know what I mean? Like, because I had trained there so long, um, I was getting 60% and then they would take 40 of that. But but the market on Guam, like the interviews I've done here with gyms, just in regards to personal training, we couldn't charge that much per session. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guam's market's really unique. Um, the jobs don't pay that well, so you know what I mean. You kind of have to like lower your standards a little bit in terms of just what you want to charge, because or else you won't get no clients. You know what I mean? So even
Right.
with the online coaching, I just felt like the market back home, I see, because for me coming up in the bodybuilding industry, like I would pay coaches 300, 400 a month, you know what I mean? And back home, if you told somebody they gotta pay you 300, 400 a month, they're not gonna want to sign up with you, you know, because there's probably other coaches that are doing it for like $100, 75
Yeah.
bucks a month. And for me, that I wasn't really just about doing it like that.
Yeah, 100%. So it sounds like you want to maximize your overall potential, really get paid exactly like what you're worth and based upon your education experience. Is that correct?
And then also what I put into everything, you know what I mean? Like I really dedicate time to make these programs customized, you know, like. And one thing I started doing recently with my clients is like I send them feedback videos every time they check in. So, you know, I feel like I put a lot of value into what I'm doing, especially through the app and all that. And I just want to make sure that I'm getting compensated for all that too, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what's kind of got you wanting to go to that online route? Like, are we looking for more, financial freedom, more stability, more time back? What are we looking for?
Uh, I mean, I guess I'd really just like to be able to still pursue what I want to do as a professional, you know. I turned pro in 2017. And then I was working at Paradise at that time. And then I was approached by one of my mentors to take over a gym that he decided he was gonna like well, not take over. I was meant to manage the gym that he kind of took over. But I'm not CrossFit. I don't have a CrossFit background. So, you know, for me, I was like, all right, cool. You're gonna pay me a salary. You're gonna give me insurance, which I, have kids. So that was a big selling factor for me. But I also was looking at it to hopefully like bring more of like a commercial gym aspect to that CrossFit box and just kind of make it a well-rounded, gym facility, which I thought would make money too, but when I made that decision, I was cut off from Paradise because they said, it was a conflict of interest. And after turning pro, I was like, okay, I kind of got to figure out something that's going to bring me money because bodybuilding isn't doing that right now. I had sacrificed a lot of time just to get my pro card, and then to get severed from like the gym I was raised up in. It was kind of like an eye opener for me.
Yeah.
So, I do see that with personal training, I do love it, but I also know that, you only get paid for that hour that you're working, and you got to be physically there. And bodybuilding is demanding, and at least I'm getting a little bit older, so for at least the next 3 to 5 years, I'd like to be able to still bring in money, still help people, but also not cut my timeline short because I'm not able to fully pursue what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, 100%. Now, you got your pro bodybuilding card. Where are you a natural bodybuilder or are you IFBB pro? What does that look like for you?
I'm an IFBB pro for classic physique.
Very
I
cool.
was a lot bigger, but like when I got cut off, you know, I I had to train out of a hotel gym or that
Yeah.
CrossFit box I was working at, and that happened for like 3 years, and then in 2019, um, I had my second kid, which was my daughter. So, I really had to put myself on that back burner. So I didn't really start getting back into training till personally, like seriously, maybe like 2, 3 months ago. And then
Yeah.
my girlfriend and my kids, they moved out to Texas. And I was like, let me stay on Guam, try to figure things out. And then in like mid-May, I said, you know what? It's time for me to just make that leap and go stateside, which is something that I had known I wanted to do, but I also wanted to make sure that things were straight with the relationship. I didn't want to move just for the kids. Like I'm really trying to be calculated with the things I do, especially, looking toward the future and stuff like that. But being out here, I got it. The motivation is a lot better for me. Just, I guess I had that mental relationship with paradise, and it was just kind of, you know what I mean, like a toxic environment for me. So I didn't really feel like I wanted to invest more of my body for the most part for that gym if there's a possibility that they're gonna just, you know what I mean, cut me off again in the future. So
Yeah, 100%. So it sounds like a lot of this is driven based upon, you know, obviously you want to continue, training for your shows for another couple of years. And then more importantly, you want to have something stable for your family, for your kiddos, right?
totally, man.
That's huge. All right. As far as financially, what do we need to be bringing in to replace your current income?
Man, well, at the moment, things are kind of things right now are kind of at a dead stop because one, I was really mainly relying on like in-person training. But like I said, I wasn't really marketing my personal training. I was just keeping the handful of clients that I needed to just pay my bills every month. And then with the online coaching, I do have a handful of athletes. I had about 10. Um, but with that, I was only making like 1,200 a month, like because I was, like I said, I couldn't really charge as much as I wanted to. And at this point, I was just trying to help these guys get ready for the show that was supposed to happen in June. But when I like a week or so after I moved to Texas, Guam got hit with a super typhoon. So the power right now is up to today is still not fully on island. Some of them don't have water, and then a lot of my athletes had to stop because they don't have the necessities, and they're having to buy like things like gas. They're waiting in line for that. They're waiting in line for food. So my income's kind of taking a dip. But I mean, if I'm being honest, what would I need to just replace what I'm doing? Maybe like 2,500, 3K. But like, I would like to be able to make like 8,000 at least, which I know a lot of people I mean, that's low, but I'm also a realistic kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, if I can make at least 8,000 where I'm able to pay my bills and just pay rent and all that stuff, then I don't need much to survive. But obviously that 8,000 per month number is just like a bare minimum that I would be wanting to hit. You know what I mean? If I could hit anything more than that, then that would just help set my family and myself up better where we don't have to really stress too much.
Yeah, 100%. So to give you some context, industry averages for online training on the very low end is going to be like 250 per client per month, all the way up to 500. Okay, so you're certified, you're an IFBB pro. These are things that we can easily market. It's going to set yourself apart from other individuals. The beautiful thing too is we can still market to people from Guam, but also now stateside. So now they're going to be able to pay a higher premium, right? I love the fact that you're doing video feedback as far as like analysis on form and things of that nature. That's just another added value. So let's just say average, you're charging around $400 per client on average. Okay. So if you had 20 clients, there gives you 8K. 25 clients get you 10K, and it can happen relatively fast, especially with the amount of history you have in the industry. Really fast, right? So the average individual within our program, the clients that do hit 10K on average, it takes them 13 weeks, right? So that's just the average. They're a basic individual. So think about that. You're an IFBB pro, you're solidified in what you do. Do you consider yourself an average individual?
No, totally not.
Now check this out, another cool stat for you. Right now, the clients that sign their first client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K per month in our program. Now, the individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging 6,500. So just to be a mediocre individual, just to show up and do just the basic amount of work, you could expect to make 6,500 to 8K. Okay, so again, we know you're not an average guy. We know we can execute, right? So you probably are a guy that thrives on like structure, a game plan, very similar to prep, right? Like once you get locked in, it's just like clockwork, right? So if you had that game plan and you had your own one-on-one individualized coach, do you think that you could surpass that 10K?
Oh yeah, man. Because a lot of times with me is like I mean, even though I'm a bodybuilder, right? Confidence is not something that's at the top of my I would say strength list. I mean, for me, I'm more so just try to, like I said, be realistic. Um, and I try to stay more on that humble side. But I think, sometimes that's like a weakness, and that kind of affects my selling, just the confidence I have in what I do. And then I'm also coming from the island, my mindset is very like it's small in a way. You know what I mean? Because all I've known for my whole life really is just that island mentality, that island style. And that's why I felt like it took me so long to make that jump to come out here. But I'm also not one to say that I know everything, especially when it comes to something like this, which is why, I've kind of been on the fence about business coaching, if you'd call it. And I told Chad, I was like, man, there's been like 3 people that have reached out to me. But just I don't want to just kind of like commit to anybody either. I want to make sure that the effort that they're putting in to get me to sign up is not just gonna disappear when I do sign up, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I think if I just like bodybuilding, a lot of my stuff was self-taught, but obviously when I work with a coach, I learn more, and I'm able to apply all that. So totally.
Yeah, it's very similar to a prep, right? Like once you decide a show, right, you put down that down payment for the show, there's no turning back, right? That's when things get real. Same
Yeah, you
thing
sign
when
that contract.
same thing as when you find out like what coach you're going to utilize. Now you have to trust their expertise to
Mm-hmm.
get you to where you want to be. You don't question it, you just follow it through that entire
Mm-hmm.
prep and you learn as you go. This is the same thing here. This course is going to be laid out very specific, a very specific example of step by step on exactly how to do everything from start to finish. All right. Now your coach isn't just someone that's going to like reach out to you every blue moon. You would have 24/5 tech support. So that means outside of your one-on-one game planning calls, outside of your Zoom calls, you can text them as much as you like. You also have additional community as well. These individuals that will be your coaches aren't just some regular Joe Schmo. These are people that have 6 and 7 figure businesses of their own based off the information in our course. So they're battle tested. It'd be very similar to you. You're like your prep coach being like a Phil Heath, someone that's
Mm.
mastered it, has been to the very top, and they know exactly the steps you need to take to get to success. Okay. Now, I think I read on your messages that lead generation, and it sounds like some offer and pricing, and obviously confidence is like our biggest challenges. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's the issue, I would say. But yeah, I mean, at this point, even just moving out here, lead generation is tough for me. I mean, I do see people, um, like I've met a guy at the gym 10, he told me him and his girlfriend, they have 70 clients. And I was like, I mean, I know that's not a big number, but I was like, geez, if you guys are charging 300 a month and you guys are selling 6-month packages for 1100 paid in full, like no wonder you can be at the gym, not really worry about training in-person clients. You could do it more for the love of it. You know what I mean? I was
100.
like, 70 clients, if I could get 35, you know what I'm saying? I'd be on a good living space for me in terms of like just not worrying so much about money and finances. So I mean that, and he mentioned that his girlfriend actually was the one who worked with like a coach,
Mhm.
and I guess that was what helped them kind of like streamline their business and catapult, I guess, just them getting more clients and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. Having someone that can show you step by step without all the guesswork. Could you figure this out on your own down the road? Probably. It'd take you a couple of
Take
years,
long.
right?
Yeah.
But if we're going to be more efficient, like think again as a prep. I don't know about you. When I competed, I was a men's IPE pro, so natural physique. I do
Okay.
20-week preps because I want to be able to coast into a show.
Mm-hmm.
Most IFBB guys are usually doing 12 to 16-week preps, right? So if you have a
Mm-hmm.
specific limited time, we need to maximize every single workout, every single thing that we put in our body. Same thing with our business, right? We need to be very
Totally.
intentional on exactly what we're doing. Now, the difference between maybe, like you had mentioned, you had multiple people reaching out to you. That's awesome. However, a lot of those programs aren't backed by the Better Business Bureau. So that'll give you a little bit of clarity. If you're not sure what the Better Business Bureau is, it's like a report card for legitimate businesses from an A to an F. So we got an
Okay.
A out of possible A plus. And we're also backed by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So they view us as continuing education credits. So if you still have
Oh,
your
awesome.
ISSA, this will be 20 continuing education credits for you, and it's a tax write-off for you as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually going through, I'm actually getting recertified right now. I know out here they didn't really accept NASM at the, I'm NASM. They didn't accept ISSA at the gyms that I was looking at. So I'm about halfway through my CPT, and then I have a whole bunch of other certifications that I'm trying to knock out. So that's on my to-do list as well.
I think a great niche for you also is to really kind of catapult who you really want to work with, the age demographic, right? But you have a unique niche, because you know what it is like for a competition right now. There's going to be like those younger, anywhere between 19 to 25 is really going to be into that bodybuilding community that's booming right now, right? And then you also have general population clients, men 35 to 50, that just want to look good and want to feel better, right? So you have the opportunity to really do both. You can market yourself as a prep and wellness coach, right? So someone that can maximize potential through competition, as well as just getting people looking and feeling good, right? So again, that's a major benefit for you. Are you currently at any gyms right now? Or are you just kind of doing your own thing?
Well, the thing is like this is another reason why my income is kind of stalled. Give me a second. I'm gonna cut the video and just cut this fan off real fast.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, bro. It doesn't get cold on Guam, and the house sometimes gets chilly. I have to end up putting a hoodie on. But yeah. So you were asking, what am I working at a gym right now?
Yeah, like, are you kind of just doing your own thing right now? Like, what are you just running all online clients right now?
Right now, I'm just keeping the clients that I currently have. I'm not really physically working at a gym because we're not actually in the area that we're going to be staying at. So when I moved out here, just as a transitionary period, we've kind of just been staying with I've been staying with my in-laws. So they live in Granbury, and all the gyms that I'm kind of trying to work at, they're more where we're supposed to be moving to, which is more in like Frisco. So that's supposed to happen this week. Actually, we're about to pack up and head out that way. So I did interview with a few gyms over there, kind of just as like as a segue to bring in money, but then also too, like, they want full time, they want 32 hours a week. You got to hit minimums and all that stuff. And I'm cool with that. I don't mind doing it temporarily, but like I said, I'm not trying to be locked down, just because I'd like to be able to bounce between different bodybuilding gyms, because I'm still also like trying to pursue my own goals as well. You know what I mean?
Yep, so totally get that. I was a master level trainer for 15 years. So when you're transitioning to a new gym, you're going to be spending a shit ton of time trying to build up your new book of business, right? So that takes away time from you really focusing on your own bodybuilding. And let's be honest, the level that you're at requires a lot more recovery, lot more sleep, a lot more flexibility, right? You're not going to have that if your stress levels are constantly elevated because you're constantly at a gym. So we need to make sure that we're really being specific on what we want to do. Maybe looking into gyms that maybe where you can pay a small rent fee. And like, for instance, I trained out at 3 different gyms. I paid $500 and I had access to all 3 of them. $500 was one client for me. Okay. So I was building in really good money, but I could also dictate who I wanted, trying to have like maybe 5 to 10 high ticket clients. The rest of them were online. That way you can still be a little bit of a hybrid until you can fully transition to online. Outside of that, I know that you got certified. I know you've done some in-person training. What else have you tried to make this thing become a reality?
In terms of the online or the PT?
Yeah, the online. Like, I know you started your business, but like, what else have we been going through to really take this to the next level?
Because bodybuilding is so multifaceted. I did like I'm about to finish up a coaching curriculum with one of the IFBB pros. Like, there's some guys now that are doing like these universities.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I have like 3 more sections before I get this certificate from like, it's called J3U, which is
Yeah.
John Jewett University.
Yeah.
So I'm going through his stuff just because, I really appreciate just the depth of it. But as far as like the business side of it, I have like, I got familiar with Kahunas, which is a coaching platform. I'm not sure what you guys use or recommend for this, but for me, I was doing everything through Excel before, and it's just a lot to manage. So I wanted a little bit better system. So that was one thing I did. And then in reference to like price setting and all that stuff, I mean, it's not the best website, but I did go through with my girlfriend, and actually just 2 nights ago we went and restructured my pricing for the Shopify. But I haven't had that posted on my coaching Instagram. So yeah, I was just trying to see like how was I gonna just break the seal on kind of like a rebrand in a way, because right now my clients, I help them out. Like I said, they only pay me like anywhere between 120 to 170 a month, and that's with, so the 120 is like just diet coaching, supplement guidance and stuff like that. And then the people who are paying me like 170 at the discounted rate, that includes like the training plan, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, I do it more so out of passion, but like I said, like they don't realize the amount of time that goes into that, like editing your plans. If you send me training videos and you're asking me to critique your form, like that's time out of my day that I'm sitting here on my phone sending you videos or voice notes. And then when you check in, you're getting like a 5 to 10 minute video of me breaking down what you did last week versus what
Yeah.
needs to be done. And then, sometimes as a coach, you got to step into that tough coach role where you got to like just be hard a little bit, that's not easy all the time. So, it's not only just physical time, but even just your mental and emotional capacity to it. It's not the easiest job, especially if you're not getting compensated well for it. So that's the main
Well,
reason why I was like, all right, there's people who are less qualified than me, making way more than me. So I need to figure out like, how do I bridge that gap? And that's why with all these ads about coaching, I know a lot of people are like, I don't need that, like, but for me, I'm like, coaching for me would probably help take me to that next level. And it's funny that that's you guys' thing, but like I like I said, I'm a firm believer in like reaching out for help if you don't know what you're doing. And I mean, this to me, coaching would just help me tie in all those little things that could be falling through the cracks on my end. So
100%, you just nailed it, right? Like the more stuff that we let fall through the crack, that we ruin our foundation. That's how major leaks occur. But if we plug up the small things, if we already have some pieces of the puzzle, but we actually like perfect it and we make our product a 10 out of 10 product, then we can actually start transitioning and moving forward. No different than working out, right? Progressive overload, small baby steps each week to get you to that next level. So it sounds like what you're looking for is accountability, some guidance, and some organizational structure as well, right?
yeah.
Beautiful, man. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over a high level what we have to offer. Then I'll actually deep dive into the actual module so you can see step by step how we're going to make this happen for you. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool, man. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep.
All right, so as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. You mentioned this earlier. We are accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a rating of an 8 out of a possible A+, and again, backed by 3 of those largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. On the success ladder, we're going to have 2 tiers. We're going to have 10K Accelerator, we're going to have Mastery Level Coach. 10K Accelerator is great for an individual such as yourself who's got some skin in the game, but they're looking to make more of a prominent feel to this, like, right? So we're trying to get you from 0 to 10K in as little as 4 months, all right? Now, Mastery Levels for individuals who are already hitting 10K per month on a regular basis, but their main focal point is to get to 100K per month, kind of step away from coaching, become more of a CEO of their own business down the road, okay? Now, 10K Accelerator is going to be broken down in 4 phases. The first thing we need to get you to do is we need higher paying clients right out the gate. We can't consider ourselves an actual business without paying clients. So we're going to establish a solid business foundation, generate leads organically utilizing AI technology. We'll even develop sales and retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K. Now, on the support side of things, you're going to have that assigned one-on-one coach that will be there with you the whole entire duration. Every 2 weeks, you'll have one-on-one coaching calls to really revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, get very specific instructions on what you need to execute. This is completely different than any other program. We also offer a sales coach as well at no additional charge. So this will be an individual who can help you lock down those leads, get a larger return of investment, really teach you the psychology of selling so we can lock leads down better. From there, 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate a 9 to 5. This would go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. 24/5 tech support, mentioned that earlier. And then becoming an entrepreneur, which you already know is awesome, but it's overwhelming at times. So we help create, we created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation sessions, even journaling to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward. As far as the resources go, you'll have the course curriculum, you'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing, and we'll also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements to your program. And we also do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. It's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. It's just a really good refresher. As far as to get you to 10K, this is a secret sauce, 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What does this mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are, what we're about, and what problems we solve. We're also going to utilize very specific strategies to get your first couple clients. Phase 2, we're going to set up all of your back-end administration systems. We're going to make sure you're a legal company. We're going to, again, identify what problems we solve. Based upon that, we create our offer and pricing. First 2 phases will be done within that first month to month and a half. The remaining of the time will be in phase 3, phase 4. Phase 3, developing consistency, teaching organic marketing strategies, utilizing AI technology to make your time more efficient. We'll also teach you how to generate leads with NLCA's community lead generation method, which we use WhatsApp group for. Then we'll also teach you basic sales funnel creation to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales capabilities. We're going to have consistent client delivery systems. We're going to emphasize customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time and advance them to higher levels of your programming. Any questions on that? Cool. Now, this is the actual course itself. 32 total modules. Each module will have an overview link that you can read. It'll also be associated with videos. Both the videos and the overview link are step-by-step, so there's zero guesswork. You'll know exactly how it goes step-by-step tutorial style. First step to becoming an online fitness coach, as mentioned, we're going to utilize specific strategies to get you your first couple clients right out the gate. Okay. The cool thing about this is a lot of the stuff that we give you is already done for you. So again, we maximize our time. We'll then move into the 10K Accelerator directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capacities. From there, we're going to move into the 10K roadmap. It'll be broken down into 2 phases. What do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K? And what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10? So again, there'll be videos and outlines as well, so you always know what to do. Mindset and lifestyle module, based upon your specific goals, we want to create daily habits and put in certain routines for you. The mindset, we want to make sure you're in a good headspace to move forward. So fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome, all natural, normal feelings. How can we move forward with our business? Top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've also provided solutions for all that. So you'll be able to work past those obstacles. Administration systems and Chat GPT is where things get interesting. Have you heard of Chat GPT?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah, it's essentially like Google on steroids. So it's a high-power virtual assistant that can really maximize our efficiency and it enhances user experience. So we can use this for SOPs, creating workouts, even nutritional guidelines. It's just, again, man, it does things in a fraction of the time. We'll also set up your backend administration systems such as Waiver, Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls. And we do have applications you can utilize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot to make it more organized and convenient for your clientele. We'll do the same thing for your financial systems. We're going to help set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, open up a business bank account, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, how to track what's coming in, what's coming out of your business, health insurance, all that stuff. Now, the cool thing about this is if you were to file your LLC the traditional way, it takes 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes. So it's virtually the same cost, but a fraction of the time, so we can focus more on the business aspect of it. From there, we're going to figure out what your ideal challenge is, as in what problem do you solve for individuals. Based upon that, this is where we're going to create our offer and pricing. So this will be a huge one for you. Understanding your pricing mindset, what you offer, right? And then from there, is it going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more things that you offer for individuals, the more details, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your length of term. So will help the overall structure of your pricing as well. From there, we're going to move into organic marketing. So we're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of just that 1 hour. So again, convenience and efficiency is everything in this field. We're also going to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube so we can expand your message so people know who you are and what you're about. And then we'll also show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies that we use for each platform. So we take it even all the way down to the hashtag use to make sure that we're maximizing every possible outlook. Same thing for TikTok, right? How can we maximize this to our fullest capacity? From there, we're going to go into content creation made easy. We're going to introduce you to Canva Pro, and Microsoft Designer, a great editing tool. Really enhances the look of your page. It makes your page look more aesthetically pleasing. It entices people to want to come to you. It's great for like logo design, branding, and things of that nature. Then we move to the 10K lead generation framework. There's 3 different ways we do this. The first of which is what we call earned media. This is like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. So first, what we're going to do is teach you how to set up a WhatsApp group and why it's important and who we're going to target. From there, we're going to give you very specific strategies to bring more people to you. So example, cross-pollination resource. The one that I really like to highlight is the scholarship strategy and even call to actions. These are great ways to get people in the door right away. So you had mentioned right now, where am I going to find these leads? How am I going to reach out to them? This is kind of what we're going to be doing in these next couple of phases. Okay. Now, the opposite of inbound marketing is outbound marketing, right? Or what we like to call it conversation calls. Okay. So this would be like you reaching out to individuals first. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you conversation call examples, but more importantly, we're actually going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships. And now that we have them filtered into your WhatsApp group, hopefully they're interacting with individuals that you're already training so they get a feel for who you are, what you're about, and they can hear from other people's perspectives. So by the time they get on that sales call, it's a much more warmer lead. Okay. From there, we will move into the referral process. This is probably the easiest thing to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are. We'll give you resources and strategies to get people to want to give you more referrals without actually having to ask for them. Then if you're going to be a great fitness entrepreneur, you got to be good at sales. So we're going to show you the psychology behind sales, how to maximize your sales capabilities to set up 2 types of phone calls. The first, meet and greet. It's a 10 to 15 minute phone call to figure out if you really want to work with that individual. Can you actually solve their problems? Kind of like a screening process. This will lead us into our closing call. We're trying to lock down that lead. We're trying to turn them into our clients. So we're going to give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be massive for you. Understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford it to get them into your program. Okay. And then again, how to lock down that lead. Once we have them locked down, we want to go back. We want to track all this. How many calls did you have? How many showed? How many closed? At what length of term and at what price point? Okay. We want predictable data every single month. So we'll give you resources on how to track that efficiently. Objection handling. You've probably heard 1,000,001 excuses as to why someone can't start. We're going to give you over 30 different examples you're going to hear time and time again on the online space. The more we can familiarize ourselves with this, the easier it is to lock down that lead on that closing call. Okay. Client onboarding process. Probably the most overlooked area by most coaches and trainers is someone's first 30 days in your program. Okay. So this is where standards and expectations are created. We want to make sure this is a really special, memorable moment for them. We want to get them a resource in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours while you're building out their program and their nutrition. Client delivery, you know all about this. This is the week-to-week process on how you're delivering services, but how can we do it more efficiently? We can utilize ChatGPT to really enhance this. And then no matter how good of a trainer you are, it's going to happen. Someone's going to ghost you. Someone's going to quit. Someone's not going to listen. It's inevitable, right? But typically when this happens, it's because this individual feels like they're missing something. They want to feel like they're a part of a larger community. Some want more individualized touch points with you on different platforms. Some want challenges. Some want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. So we'll give you resources and strategies to get these people to want to execute at a higher level more frequently. Okay, from there, customer support, the not so fun side of things, cancellations, refund requests. How do we handle it? How do we mitigate it? How do we track it month to month? Okay, and then finally, we'll be moving into retention. We want to keep people for long periods of time, advance them to higher levels of our programming. So we'll give you resources and strategies on how to track that and how to keep them for long, long periods of time. Quick recap, and we'll answer any questions you got, my man. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Program itself is 4 months long. You'll have that customized game planning call. You're going to have that one-on-one coach the entire time. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, and an optional certification in the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we're missing?
Mm-mm.
How are we feeling now that you got to see it? We like it. We love it. We hate it. What are we thinking?
No, it looks really well planned out. I wasn't expecting it to be like this, but I mean, this is kind of like, I guess on track with kind of like just getting certified as a personal trainer, right? You got your modules, you have things you got to do. So yeah, like there's a lot of structure to the program.
I love that. And now the major takeaway here, very unlike a certification though, you have modules, you have to be on track for certain things, but it doesn't help you build your business. Whereas this actually keeps you on track and you're building your business as you're going through the program, right? That's huge.
For sure.
I'm going to share you a couple testimonials I think that you're going to be able to kind of like resonate with. The first one, Charlotte, she started with us. Previously, she was an in-person trainer making $40K a year. So she hated it. She wanted to get out of that thing. She wanted to make more money. After 6 months, she contracted over 200K, and now she's making 70K a month. All right. So she created a massive empire relatively quickly. She invested all of her time into it. Now, the opposite of the spectrum is Karina. Karina was making 2K a month. Her main goal was she wanted to spend time with her kids and travel. Okay. So this first tattoo indicates when she started NLCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. After 6 months, she was averaging 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. She's now hitting 15K a month, working about 35 hours per week. And now she's traveling, she's with her kids. The reason I showed Karina, I know you're a family man, and I know you're spending time with your kids, like the ultimate flex right now, right? And you have more time to train for your competitions. Okay. Quick student averages. I already told you about the first one. 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it's taking them 1 week to do so. This is a big deal. This made me think of you, man. In 10.6 weeks, people are quitting their full-time job to go full-time with their online fitness business. So you might not necessarily have to be stuck in a gym at all if you didn't want to, right? You can start training and doing the things that you love for you versus having to do it for someone else's time. And then this is huge. Of the students who hit a 10K month, it takes them 13 weeks on average. And the students who stay with us 12 months have 97 clients on their roster on average. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging $366,000 per year. So think what you could do with that, right? And then our students are grading the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average, which means they're getting massive results for their respectful businesses. Any questions on that? Cool.
No questions on that. Because I think I really like I said, I think I have the experience. It's just getting the clientele at this point,
Yeah. And after seeing all that, can you see how easy that would be to be able to attract those type of clients with the help and support?
Totally.
Yeah. And dude, if you can dictate really between 10 to 20 hours per week, you're going to be in a very solid spot, right? And it sounds like right now we have that time to dictate, right? Awesome, man. Now, did you get a chance to hear about our 3 times the investment guarantee?
Yeah, and that was one of the things I had mentioned to Chad and all the other coaches that reached out, is that right now I'm just, I don't know how soon I would be able to invest into it. And he said that there are just different options that you guys have. So, he just recommended I get on a call, see if this is what's right for me, and then see if I could be resourceful to get the investment to start the coaching program, I guess.
Yeah, Chad's 100% right. The main thing I wanted you to hear, though, is we guarantee you'll 3 times your investment or your money back. A lot of other companies will say you get a money back. They won't really stipulate it, or they won't show you the ins and outs of their business. We're saying if you follow exactly as we have laid out, we guarantee it. Now, in order to do that, you'd have to attend your game planning call, pretty standard. Attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month. 1 group support call each week. Charge at least the bare minimum of $250 per client, which you should be charging a lot more than that. Run a scholarship in the first 90 days, not spend over 2 weeks on the optional certification if that's what you wanted. And again, no late payments. If you do all that, we're guaranteeing you'll 3 times it. Now, he's right. We have a ton of different options. So kind of after seeing everything, it seems like this is the ideal fit for you. Is that correct? So all it's going to come down to you for is financial, right? So I have a multitude of different options. So I'm going to tell you what the first amount is, and then we'll work backwards. Okay. So there'll be a payment plan. There'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan means we just put down a certain amount down and then we spread it out. And then a paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front and save a significant amount of money. Okay. So what's this thing going to cost us? Right. Payment plan, $7,000, paid in full option, $6,200. Okay.
Okay.
Out of those two, which do you think would probably work best for you? What options do we need to work on? Is it probably the payment plan?
Probably the payment plan. Can you give me 1 second? My daughter needs to use the restroom.
Yeah, you got
I'll be right back in a couple of seconds, bro.
For sure.
Brady. Okay, I'll be done soon. Okay? Cool. Sorry about that, bro.
Oh, that's all good, man. I'm a dad of 5, so I know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I know how it goes. So cool, man. So let's talk about this, right? So I'm gonna kind of start with like what the average student will do if they can do a payment plan just without any type of financing. Okay. So how that would look like, they usually put down about 2,300 toward that 7,000, brings that remaining amount down to 4,700. You divide that over 4 months. Your monthly payments would be 1,175, which is equivalent to you needing about 3 to 5 clients to make that money back. Is that realistic for you?
I think it could be. I would just have to converse with my other half and see what we can kind of do.
Okay, cool. Now, let's talk about some other stuff. Now, after kind of seeing everything, are you 100% feeling like this is exactly what you need? Do you feel like you're in alignment with what we're offering?
Yeah, I think it would be beneficial to me, and I think I could, do the numbers that are being projected, as long as I could get in the door, I mean, at least.
Yeah, 100%. Now, are you 100% confident in your own skill set and ability to follow through with the game plan and with the support and education we'd have? Awesome, man. So again, all it's going to come down to is some financial stuff that we're going to work through, because I want to make sure whatever you go back to talking to your significant other with, we have some different options to relay. And women, as you know, they're going to be more geared on emotional based, right? Men, we just want to know what's the numbers. How can I get guaranteed a certain amount, right? Women want to know, how is this going to affect me and my family, right? So that's the long-term objective. Okay. Now we have a couple other options. As far as credit, how does that look? Is it good, bad, great, awesome, shitty? What does it look like?
I wouldn't say my credit at this point is the best. Just because just the past couple months have been a little bit rough, like I said, in terms of just finances. But I just don't know how strong it's gonna be with just not being able to provide like income statements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So another example that we could do that I know for sure would work is a company that we are worked through called Sweet Pay. What this allows us to do is we take that 7,000, we spread it out over 12 months. So instead of 4 months, we spread it out over 12. Now, the cool thing about this, only 5% needs to be put down. Okay, so 5% of 7,000 is 350, plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. Like to get going today, hypothetically, would be $409. Your next payment wouldn't be due until the end of July. So you get by the 6 weeks, then that your monthly payment would be equivalent to $597, which is you. If you're charging minimum of $300, that's like 2 clients. That's easy, right? Do you feel like that's more realistic for you and your family where you guys are currently at?
Yeah, and then it'll kind of give me a buffer to like jumpstart the business and hopefully be able to clear that minimum payment fee at least.
And the cool thing about this is too, you can always pay it. The course itself is 4 months long, right? We have a 3 times your investment guarantee. So essentially you should be able to pay this whole thing off before the 12 months. You can always pay it off early at no penalty, right? So I think that'd be a really solid start for us. And again, as you mentioned, buys us some time to like 6 weeks to really get our feet wet and like go full tilt, right? Cool. Do you feel
Sorry,
like
I'm just
that's
writing down some notes.
no, man, absolutely. Is that something you feel like you'd be able to commit to?
Yeah, I think that would be something a little bit more feasible for me at this point.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this. Now, I know you got to talk it over with your lady, right? That's important, right? I'm not in the business of getting anyone divorced or broken up with. Trust me.
No,
So
no, yeah.
let me ask you this: if does she know like your current struggles and what you want to get to, your ambitions?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We're pretty
Cool.
open about all that stuff.
I love that because there's going to be a couple different people, right? There's going to be people that take action based upon where they see themselves and their overall vision, right? They're quick
hmm
decision makers. They rarely change their mind, if ever. And then there's individuals that don't take action based upon their current circumstances. And they typically research, they overthink, and it takes them a lot longer to make decisions, which means they also change their mind a lot more frequently. Which
hmm
individual are you?
I mean, I just look at all angles, but for me, I've been just in my current situation for, I would say, at least the online coaching part a
Yeah,
while. Even just the personal training side, like I don't think getting a job as a personal trainer is going to be that difficult,
yeah,
especially in the interviews that I've had already. A lot of them are kind of like, why are you still just a personal trainer after doing this for like 10 years, but then like I said, Guam is a little bit different.
yeah,
uh
sure.
my last gym, I felt like they looked at me more as a threat than an asset, so they weren't going to necessarily put me in positions of leadership because the fear of them probably thinking I'm going to leave again and go against them. But so I've been in my financial situation for a while, and I know that something's got to give for me to get to that next step. And, that's why I said I was looking at coaching options already. So,
Yeah. Are you to the point now where you're no longer willing to settle to stay in that current circumstance?
oh, yeah, totally, man.
Cool. So sound like you're ready to be Gregory IFBB 2.0, right? We're trying to get to that
Yeah,
next
yeah.
level.
That's what I always tell my clients 2.0, 3.0, whatever phase we're on at that point.
Cool. So do you feel like if this was something that could enhance your family, obviously enhance you as an individual and provide that stability for your kiddos, do you think that your significant other would have a problem with you taking action and then we can invite her onto the game planning call? At least get you locked in?
Um, I don't think it would be an issue, but yeah, she was just curious what was it going to cost too, so that way we could, set the resources aside to be able to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Do you feel like sweet pay is a good option for you? That's something that buys you a little bit of time?
I think, yeah, and just with us moving in this next week or so, I think that it would be a little bit more it would make a little bit more sense rather than throwing out, a couple thousand up front and then trying to pay it all back in the next, like, you know what I mean, 4 months.
Yeah,
That would just apply a little bit of pressure, even though there is, this guarantee. I still would like to be able to make sure that I'm able to like click over, because right now, like I said, my main thing is just the lead generation and all that, and then obviously closing calls. But obviously with the help and the structure, I do see that it's totally doable. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we're even able to allocate the money to do the down payment and all that right now. You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%. So how about this? I'm going to send you after we get off this phone call. I have, I'm back to back to back. So if I don't get it right away to you, but I will, I promise you, I'm going to get you a lead generation mini course. I'm going to send that over for free. Okay. Just to get you kind of going. And then
hmm
I'm also going to send you over that condensed presentation of what we went through. So your partner can see it's like 10 minutes. Okay. So
Okay, yeah.
so she can kind of see exactly how this will map everything out for you. I'll also send you over. I know it's kind of shaky. The guarantee. I took a picture off my computer, so it's kind of like glossy, but you'll get the point of it. You'll see the guarantee.
And I,
That'll
I
kind of help
believe
ease.
that Chad went through that guarantee on that video link that
Yeah,
you told me to watch, right?
correct. Yep,
And he
yep.
even tells you the things that you need to do in order for it to be valid, like where you don't fault that.
Correct. Good. Good. So yeah. So you already have that as reference. So that way you guys can like look it over tonight and then say, hey, like how I would go about it is when I was talking to my wife about it, is like, hey, right now we've made this move. I'm ready to make a change for our family. This will provide me more time with you, the kids, more time for me
hmm
to train. I want to really maximize my time over the next 3 to 5 years versus being stuck. Right.
hmm
So we can do this. Now, quick question. Let's just pretend on a hypothetical, she's like, Greg, nah, you're not doing this. What are you gonna do then?
I don't, honestly, I don't think she'll say that because even with the business right now, she's wanting to be able to not work, in person. She's really willing to help me do the whole back end side of things because she knows that's an area that I struggle with. But she also does see the potential that we have together as just a coaching team. So I mean, it may just look like it's me only right now, but as far as like the back end and the support, she's really supportive of it. She's seen me struggle just to get the pro card. So
Yeah.
so she's been here since the bottom. So you know what I mean? Like she's all in. That's why I said I don't think it'll be hard to convince her. She's just gonna want to see the numbers, obviously, see that it's legit.
Yeah.
Which is why, I told her yesterday, I said, hey, I'm gonna take a call at 10, but she was supposed to be home to help me with the kids, but she got called to work. So I was like, I just got to do it on my own right now.
Cool. So just kind of give her the breakdown. Or just initially, it's going to be 409 just to get in the door. That's the minimum. Okay.
Mhm.
Now your next payment won't be due until the end of July. Okay. Your monthly payments from there on out will be would be equivalent to 597, which is you needing a minimum of 2 clients. Okay.
Mhm.
So that'll be important. I'll send over all the other pertinent information to share with her. Now, why don't me and you schedule a time later this week to get back on and get you set up? Is that cool?
Yeah, we could go ahead and do that.
All right. What day works best for you? Do you got anything open on Friday or Thursday?
Oh man, I think we're supposed to start moving Thursday.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I think we're supposed to start moving Thursday or Friday. But she's about to be home in a little bit. So what I could do is I could message you and then
Yeah.
we could kind of lock in at least a time.
Yeah. If your ladies on board, what we can do is even later on tonight, I can get you going so that way we can get onboarded tomorrow morning and you can start having access. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll shoot you a text and then with all that information, and then later tonight I'll probably just follow up with you and be like, hey, how'd things go with the wife? And then let's just game plan from there. Cool.
Yep. Sounds good, bro.
That number that I text you from is my specific number. If you have any other questions or concerns, or she has questions or concerns, shoot me a text. I'll make sure I get them all answered for you. Cool.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
You got it, my man. Have an awesome day.
All right, you too. Thanks for the call, bro.
You got it, man.